Hello, I am Jessica and I am a writer in that I have about 8 drafts of novels in various forms of completion. I write a lot. I decided I wanted to start making YouTube videos again, and that is because I made a big goal for myself this year that I will finally send something out to attempt to get published within a year. But I'm so frustrated with never really finishing anything. And the closest I ever came to having a polished novel to send out was when I was filming. When I was documenting my process, I felt like it motivated me to keep going and to work really hard. So I decided that if I'm going to make this goal for myself, if I'm going to send something out within the next year, that I should document it. It's something that I've wanted to do, but just haven't. This year's been crazy for everyone. And I feel like we're reaching a point right now where I feel like I am able to take that on. So I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and they're so much fun, but obviously it's a lot to work around when you're trying to write. So I thought it might be interesting to see how I fit in writing, when I write, how I write. So I am going to take you along on my day today. It's about 11 o'clock right now. I went on a coffee run as soon as the 1-year-old went down for a nap. It's a Friday, so my 4-year-old does not have school today. My boyfriend is home. He works at the hospital, so he has kind of an odd schedule. It's never regular. But this is one of those days where I don't have a lot to do, and so it's easier to fit in writing. I have some pretty big goals to complete before November starts, which I'll go over. I don't know if they're completely attainable, but my motto this year has just been to keep it simple. I was making things more complicated than they needed to be. Like with writing, I was trying to fit it into a specific time every day. I tried using a typewriter for a little bit just to see what worked best. And I realized that what worked best for me is just keeping things as simple as possible so that I have no excuse not to do it. So I am going to head home and then start working for the day. So before NaNoWriMo starts, I want to get 2 things done. The first is to finish the draft of the novel I'm currently writing. This is a young adult mystery that is set in a haunted house. Years and years ago, a girl was murdered in this house, and it was converted into this tourist attraction type place that eventually became a haunted house. So my main character is working in the haunted house and is also trying to solve this cold case of this girl's murder. So it's a really fun book, but I'm only like, let me see how many words in I am. I'm only 35,000 words in. Realistically, I'm not going to finish the draft before November, and I'm not going to force it either because I don't want to exhaust myself before November. I've been trying to write 1,000 words a day, and that's been kind of the sweet spot for me. Anything more than that, I tend to not reach it and get discouraged. So 1,000 words a day has been working really well for me. I've written those 35,000 words over the last month and a half. So there are some days where I don't write, or some days where I don't hit 1,000 words, and that's fine because I'm still making progress. So I might not finish it before November, and I haven't decided if I'm going to just finish it in November or if I'm gonna pause and come back to it. I don't know. I really want to finish it. The second thing that I want to do before NaNoWriMo is reread the first draft of the novel that I want to rewrite for NaNoWriMo. So lately I've been reading primarily adult thrillers, adult mysteries. I've typically in the past stuck to young adults, new adult protagonists, and I had a great idea for an adult thriller and I wrote it. It was a really, really short first draft. I think the first draft was about 35,000 words. So it's more of like a 0 draft. I'm not looking forward to rereading it because I know it's a mess, but that's what I'm gonna be doing before November as well. This is the first draft, and it looks like a lot more because my printer, I know my printer prints double-sided. Either that or I'm going crazy and I'm thinking of a different printer. I was trying to get this printed out one day during nap time, long story short, it's single-sided. I tried to mess with the margins. I didn't do a great job. I'm not going to worry too much about it. It's a ton of paper. But I really wanted to have a physical copy to hold and read. And part of that is because I will mess with it if I read it on the computer. I will fix things. I will get discouraged and start rewriting, and I don't want to do that yet. For example, I know that I switched from third person to first person within like the first few chapters, and I don't want to fix that yet. I just want to read it to read it. One thing that I found that works really well for me is to outline before I write every single day. So I have an outline that I start with, but if I don't come up with some sort of scene outline before I write, I find that it takes me a lot longer to write. So I really quickly just write down what I want to happen, just the plot points I want to hit. Sometimes I write what's going on in my characters' minds, just anything that I feel like is gonna help me write faster, because I probably have about an hour before my 1-year-old wakes up. I got 359 words done. Did you have a good nap? I think I'm actually gonna switch over to editing the video because I know if I don't start editing it, I might never post it. So I'm gonna do that now that my 1-year-old's awake and I can't really focus on writing. It is 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock is usually when I get tired during the day. I've been staying up late writing lately, trying to get my 1,000 words in. And so I'm gonna make a cup of coffee and try to get the last 600 and whatever words in now so that maybe I can go to bed before midnight tonight. My boyfriend has the kids, so I typically don't get to, I would say when he's working, this is the busiest time of the day for me. So I'm definitely lucky to have this time right now. How many words do I have? I have about 650 words left to write. I read like 3 pages of my draft. Filming it makes it look like I read a lot more. I did not get a lot done, but I started, so there's that. So I'm gonna try to power through this. Okay, let's see how long this takes me. So I just finished writing. I got to 1,020 words, which is good because it's only 4:40. So that means I can read my draft tonight and not have to stay up super late. But the last thing I wanted to talk about a little bit is something else I'm working on, which is overcoming my fear of like putting myself out there. So I have a really hard time sharing my writing with anyone. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. So the goal I set for myself, I gave myself a year. I have plenty of options of novels to choose from. It's not like I'm going to start a novel and have to redraft it and edit it and polish it. Like I have options. I have a foundation. Like I should have been doing this before and I just talked myself out of it every single time. If this year has taught me anything, it's that like if I'm not pushing myself to do something, it's not gonna get done. It's not gonna happen. And honestly, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks because like I've spent the last, how many months? 8 months in my house with my kids by myself. Like And I took so much comfort in reading and picked up so many books, and some books that I never would have picked up before. And I watched TV series that inspired me, and it was so helpful to have that while I was stuck here, and just have that escape and have that inspiration. And like, there were so many books that I read that I just cried during, and that's something that I'm not used to. And it just reminded me of how important books are, and how important literature is, and how important TV and movies are. And I just want to contribute to that. I want to make someone feel like they can escape their life for a little bit. I want to be able to help people feel like they're not alone, and that the experiences they're going through aren't unique to them, that other people have gone through them as well. Even if they suffered silently, they suffered as well. And so knowing that that's my goal, knowing that that's what I want, I'm gonna have to start somewhere, which prompted me to make the deadline for myself of a year. I think it's like the 14th of October that I set the goal, and YouTube was just an add-on to that, an extra push, putting it out there that I'm making this goal. And I thought maybe that would help me hold myself accountable. And I really love watching writing vlogs. I really enjoy them, and I thought that it could be interesting seeing a different perspective. Like, some people are writing with full-time jobs, and some people are making money off of their writing in addition to trying to publish their own work. And I think writing with kids is a little bit different than that, and not in a bad way, not in a, like, it's not harder, but it's just an interesting perspective, I think. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Oh my gosh, I need to stop talking. I've been trying to film this clip for so long, and I need to do something else. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I have other videos if you want to watch them. I literally haven't watched them since I posted them because I think I would cringe through the entire thing. But I'm planning to post more, and I'm excited to share different types of days in my life, like days where I, you know, a stay-at-home mom the entire day, because those get kind of interesting. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you soon.